Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. Today we're going to have a setup plan review for the game First Rat. This is by Pegasus Spieler, designed by Gabriel Alcello and also by Virginio Gili. This is a 1 to 5 player game. Now, depending on if you want to play the standard beginner game or the variable setup one, you're going to choose which side of the board you want, a bit like in the game Tekkenu. So this is the other side, which I played actually yesterday. So once you've got used to playing the game strategically, I do recommend switching it up, just because it can be a bit too repetitive if you play at the same time every game. So you might have noticed over here, this is not the standard insert. This is an InMyBox insert. These are wooden inserts whereby things do not fall out, as you can see, and they've got information on here telling you what things are. Whilst I'm setting this up, as you might notice, it might be a bit grainy. That is because I'm zoomed out. It's quite a large board, and for that reason, I'm just leaving things slightly out of shot in places. But if you have any questions, do let me know in the comments best on YouTube, and I can obviously film a more zoomed in one in future. So everybody's going to take a colour. Let's say I play purple because my last name is Lavender, and we can have another player coming out too. So inside here, we are basically looking to be rats. We are rats, and we're looking to get to the moon first. First rat, i.e. like first man. You're going to take 2 of your rat characters and place them on this location here, and 2 of them are going to start in the den. So you can place them on their side just to show off their nice sculpting, and there we go. And you can take all but 2 of these cubes out because they'll help trigger into the game. We've got a little rat meeple over here as well, and we've got a little mousy one over here too, which represents light bulbs because they are intelligent. So in this particular game, if you're looking to get the most points, you do that by doing various things. We can choose to build a rocket, and we have various parts of the rocket. If you build all 3 parts, you can get yourself extra points by being the first to do so, or a few amount of points if you happen to come second, third, or fourth, etc. Now, as we're playing a 1 to 2 player game, we are in this instance chucking out all these spare neutral cubes where we see a 1 to 2. Playing 1 to 4, again, you're chucking out various things just because it gives that first player a bit more of an advantage to try and take that spot. If you happen to go more than once, and I'll show you how you do that, then you can always go here as many times as you wish as well. So there we are, we have now chucked at everything here. I mean, technically that would go like this instead. Okay, so how do we start? Well, let's decide who wants to start. So we can randomise that. Everyone's going to take a colour. There's a little bit of funny information on the back here. But basically, flip it over. This is our player aid, and I'll show you how we operate that in a second. What else do we have? Well, we have got vinegar. We have got baking muffins. We have got tinned peas, and we have calculators used to build our rocket. And we can gather those things by going around on this board. It's a game that says it takes about 30 to 75 minutes. Typically, I find it's close to 40, whether you're playing as a 2 or a 3 because of the number of ways games can end. Now, you've also got backpacks over here. You're going to randomise them, and you're going to chuck it out 6. They're going to go with, I think it's called Harry the Hamster. So these are backpacks we can pick up and use. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, depending on the number of players, this does vary as to actually how many of these things you're using. So depending on player counts, just be aware of that. So in this case, we're playing as a 2, let's say, quicker setup. We allow you at 5. As a bottle caps, you're always going to chuck out amount of these as well, and you're always chucking out 6. So there are 10 available. So we have a crow over here. So we're going to place other things out. I'll tell you how those work in a second. Any questions, do let me know in the comments best on YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. There was an unboxing teaser trailer preview over video as well, and hopefully you found it of interest, just to give you a little bit about actually what was in the box when I opened it up. So what do you do on your turn? Well, let me show you how it works. These things, by the way, are variable. So on every game, you can flip the other board over and ultimately choose which ones go differently and might change your strategies every game. So what can you do? You can move one of your rat creatures up to 5 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or you can move more than one of them. If you happen to get more out, you have more than just 2. You have 4 in total. And what you're looking to do is get them so they always land on the same space, which you can't do on your first turn with 1. So let's just say I go to here. Now imagine I'm starting, I'll also take myself some resources. So I'll be taking myself 1 cheese to start off with, and anyone going second or third would take 2. And if you're going fourth or 5th, you're taking extra. Just so you know, the reverse side have these, so you can always place out to randomise where you're going to be starting these things as well. Any other positions in terms of videos like this, check out the AmassGames playlist, check out the Family playlist. Also check out the Pegasus Spieler playlist amongst others. So here we have our cheese awards. So let's just take 1 cheese to start off with. Let's just leave it, I don't know, off to the side slightly. And now let's see where I want to go. So that gave me an extra cheese because I started, and because we have a little marker here showing I start. The next player takes their turn, and let's just say, I don't know, they go wherever they wish to go. Yellow, let's say we're playing with. So playing with yellow, we are going to have yellow go here, let's say, taking some muffins. Now on your turn, you are always going to have to move. Now you can always go somewhere else. So if I wanted to go here and here next, because you're moving up to 3, I'd take myself a vinegar bottle, I'd take myself a muffin, but I've got to play yellow 1 cheese as well. If you cannot pay and you run out of cheese, you are going to have to take some moulded cheese, which gives you 3 pieces of cheese, but of course then you've got to spend it. You can never take moulded cheese unless you literally run out of cash, or in this case, cheese. So let's say I didn't do this. I'm going to go somewhere else. I might want to go here. So this goes me 1, 2, 3. I get a total of 3 light bulbs. 1, 2, 3. I'll show you why that's important in a second. They go there, get some vinegar. It's now my turn. And let's say, not sure where to go now. 1, 2, 3 to get myself some more cheese. I've now got 3 more cheese. But because I'm up to the position where the light bulb is, basically that's my intelligence. So anything before that, up to in this point as well, gives me an additional 1. So now I've got 4. So I can take 4 pieces of cheese. You can take a large wheel of cheese worth 3, or half wedge. So now I've got a few more cheese. Now, if you happen to have 10, on your turn, as in addition to move, what you can do is always contribute. You can always pay 10 cheese, and basically you're contributing to the mission, and if you go there first, you're going to get 7 points. So imagine I went there, if I had 10. Again, I cannot go into the 6 positions, because only 1 person per player can go there, but you can always go to the end position. Any other people can go there as well, once you've been here too. So imagine I've been there as well. Okay, so now yellow's taken their turn, or whatever it is, and let's just say it's my turn again. I go 1, 2, 3. You always have to move your rat pawns basically onto the exact same colour. That's where the tricksy part of the game can be. You don't have to move them all. But in this case, up to 3, remember, if you're moving more than 1, 1 to 5 if you're just moving a single one. I get 4 apple cores, so I move this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you get into this one, this basically represents part of the rocket ship. So we've got various things we're going to chuck out here. So we're going to place out 6 as always out of the 10. And these are various things that we can also use as well. So 5, and I get the last one out here, 6. Okay, just let you know these are called comics. These are various things that you can do. Now your first game, they don't necessarily recommend using the superheroes. I definitely recommend them once you play this game once. So what does this one do? Once you've got it, to get it, you basically need to get into here. So you spend an extra apple core once I get to the apple core space. And now I can take that. So as soon as I go past it, I get myself one of these things. So in this case, I can take this one, which means orange, or basically red. Orange could be the same as green. So now I can go to orange and green at the same time. I could go to this one. This means sometimes you can spend 6 to get this one, which basically gives you a +2 apples whenever you take apples, etc. You can get +2 light bulbs, cheese, etc., one of your choice. And in this case, what it can let you do is you don't have to, if you pay it, you have to go back to the start. Also, you can pay it, or you can steal, which you don't pay, and then go back to the start again. Now, the reason why it's important about going to the start is the game ends once you've got 4 of all 4 of your colours over to the final position, because now the rocket can take off, because everybody of your colour is there. The alternative way it finishes, if you have a point out, one of these cubes out, at least on 8 of the boards. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Potentially get up to 10, because of course you can place extras on here too. So once you've placed that 8 cubes, that triggers the final, I guess, the end game condition as well. Okay, so what colours can we pick? This one, so we have various fun names. We have Lola Rat, which basically gives a +2 movement. So from now on, she can move up to 7 if you move a single one. So if you happen to get Lola Rat, you basically take the character like this, it goes onto your tail, the one that bought it, and now you can see she's on it, which is quite easy to tell who she is. So that would go onto the one that you took it from. That's how that works. We also have other things over here too. So we have got over here, this one means you can sometimes get shortcuts. It's a bit like in Snakes and Ladders. So you can pay a bakery muffin and you can jump up here. So in this case, if you were, let's say, here and here, you could just jump here. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to. And the other reason for doing so is as soon as you have 3 of these and 2 of those, and if you wish to, which you probably would want to, you'd spend it to get yourself 8 points. So that's how that works. Now, just to let you know at this point, I won't be talking to you about the solo game, but there are rules to play that solo as well. As of yet, I haven't had a chance to experience that enough. So, as I said, you're going to trigger the end of the game, which is once you've got 4 of your people up here, or once you've got 8 of your cubes out. Okay, and that's basically how that's going to work. That is one of the 2 triggers, and the only 2 triggers how it's going to work. If there happens to be a tie at the end of the game, once you've counted up your points, it's whoever's got the most rats in the rocket wins. If it's still a tie, you're going to share the victory. Okay, so now we're going to finish that round, of course, with whoever started. So if I went and triggered the end of the game, everyone else takes, obviously a final turn as well. So what else can you do? Well, more apple cores. I mean, I like going for apple cores. I might want to move here, which now gives me one of those things. I could have moved 1, 2, which brings out one of them. So now I'm moving 3 up to on a turn. Again, they've all got to go somewhere different. So at the same different, but the same colour as well. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4 is too far, but we could do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, and therefore we've got an extra 5 cheese. 5 cheese in this case would be enough to contribute and chuck in here, for example. So we've seen how we can fill this, this, and this. This one fills once you've got one of each, which I've yet to do in the past. This one allows you to get 9 points if you happen to get enough light bulbs up to this point. If you get up to this point as well, you get another one out, and if you get up to here, you get another one out. So that's how that works. And if you wanted to, we could have gone this way, and you're going to be basically chucking it here. As soon as you pass this as well, you're going to get, again, 7 victory points at the end of the game. You're going to do your final score, which in this case is obviously here, 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 everywhere else. You're also looking to anything else as well, which you might have in terms of cheese. When you reach the end position, so basically if I happen to be, let's say, here and here, I can choose to go 1, 2, 3, pick yellow, and here, which gives me yellow as well. So I get 3 cheese, nothing else here. I can either bring out an extra rat, or I can get myself 3 victory points instead. So 3 victory points, which we'll be using for final scoring as well. Games have been very close, 2 or 3 points in it, playing it as a 2 or a 3. I think it is fast, regardless of 2 or 3. It's very quick to play. You're literally just going to go duh, or whatever your colour would be. And that's it. I think, like I said, the variable side is better. We have some cola out here too, which I've never really bothered with. I don't necessarily go for these stealing. I've never stolen so far in the game, although others have, and I've yet to even typically buy these things too. I tend to go for comics. Sometimes I've won, sometimes I haven't. It's interesting. My average rating for a game is 6.4. I give it slightly higher than that. Not much higher, not as high as I think most people have been giving this, at least based on the forums online. But other people I've played it with think it's okay, but it isn't necessary for everybody. But it's a quick game to play. It's quick considering the amount of stuff that goes into it. It's a fairly quick setup as well. Again, this does vary each game, and it's quite fun playing those superheroes as well. So that has been First Rat. Again, lots of puns to do with astronauts and space. Thanks very much for watching, but for now, back to the table.